How y'all doing? Okay. Bienvenidos mi canal. Welcome back to my channel. If you know me, thank you so much for coming back to see, girl. Happy Sunday in my world. Happy whenever you'll see this in your world. Okay, listen. Vamos a comenzar. I'm sorry. I always be skipping this part. If you do not recognize me, my bad. My name's Latrice. Nice to meet you. And this right here is Faith by Latrice. Yes, where faith is the muscle we exercise around here. Now let's get on into it. No dilly-dallying. All right, y'all. Boom. We're going to jump right on into it. El tema de hoy is going to be, you may not see it. You may not see it. The scripture we're going to get into is Esther 4 and 14. Now, let me read you the scripture and then give you a little backstory, and boom, we're going to get the message. Esther 4 and 14. This may have, you may have heard it before, but just in case you haven't, here we go. This is Mordecai, her uncle, talking to Esther. He said, "For if you keep silent at this time," if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Boom. Now, what is he even talking about? What does that mean? So, boom. Basically, Mordecai, Esther is married to a king. Esther's a Jew. There was a decree, a letter, a whole shout out announcement. Everybody, that all the Jews in this town were to be killed. Now, mind you, Esther's a Jew. She's married to the king. Mordecai was like, let me send a letter out to Esther and tell her to tell the king, please don't do this. Don't do this to us. Please, come, please. Esther was scared, naturally. In the time, and I'll tell you why. Esther was scared because she said, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. I can't go talking to the king out willy-nilly. I need permission, right? You need permission. There's a whole setup. There's a whole procedure of addressing the king, right? She's like, I can't address the king, right? The punishment for breaking the procedure is death. Mordecai was like, girl, you a Jew. What you think gonna happen anyway? They're gonna end up killing you. It don't matter that you. But guess what? You have a position. You have a position of influence. You have a seat that nobody else in the community has. And while you have this seat, we're gonna need you to use it. While you're there, use it. You may not see the influence, the opportunity, the talent, the light, the leadership, the potential, the capability that you have, but you have it. Just because you may not see it doesn't mean that it's not seen by others outside looking in. We are the last ones to know what we actually look like on account of we need a mirror to see ourselves, huh? And I'm so thankful and so blessed to have mirrors around me. Dr. Emily McKnight, I love you. My coach, Dr. M. Hey, Dr. M. She sent me a voice note. I gave her an update, and I told y'all I'd be life, and it got the life in, and I gave my coach a little update. I ain't talked to her in a minute. That's beside the point. She said to me in response, about to paraphrase, but she says, you lead with your light, not with your skill. And this is like pertaining to speaking like in the workplace or just working in general, whatever, right? She said, you lead with your light, not with your skill. And when that light is dim, that is the first thing people notice and want that back full throttle. It clicked. It made sense. I said, oh my God. Now, she said this in response to something I said to her. I told her, I'm like, people have been making a demand on me, right? I've heard it multiple times, or life get the life in. And I'm like, I don't got the capacity to show up how y'all want me to show up. I feel like I always have this expectation, this heavy, heavy burden, expectation and pressure upon me to show up a certain way. Show up. People have told me, we need you to show up the bubbly, vibrant, exciting Latrice that you are. I'm like, I've told people, sometimes I just don't got it. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm like, girl. And I thought it was unfair for people to expect that of me, to show up every time. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm human. I'm only one person. What you mean expect? What? Show up like what? Girl, in this economy, in this life, on this ghetto planet, what? But then when Dr. M shared this with me, she says, you lead with your light, not your skill. People don't want you in the room just for what you can do for them, right? Or a skill or talent you have. They find that out after you show your light. They find that out after you present the light of Jesus inside of you. Because it ain't my light, y'all. It's Jesus, huh? Now, if Jesus is the light within me, that's his light. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a vessel to show it, to present it to people, right? Now, if that light is dim within me, it's not that his light is dim. It's that there's other things on top of it on top of his light, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. Doesn't matter. There are other things on top of his light that are covering it, right? It's muffled. His light, you can't really see it no more. Why? There's life happening. There's hurt happening. There's grief happening. There's unforgiveness. There's losses. There's problems at work. There's problems with, you see? Here's God's light. It's still going to shine. But there's things that get on top of it that cause it to be dim. And if that light is now dim inside of me, people are like, wait a minute. We need the light back. Because that's the reason I'm in the room in the first place, is to bring the light. That's it, y'all. That's it. Now, you may not see it. You may not see that there's a light in you that people see before you even realize what you're doing. But it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay? Get back to the light. That's it. Si nadie te ha dicho hoy, esta día que te estoy hablando a ti mismo, if nobody has told you today, I love you. And I love me too. Okay? Because listen, life be lifing, showing up. But we are going to prosper regardless. Catch you on the flip side.